This is the 2020 Acura RDX, and it doesn't take a keen eye to see it's pretty similar to the 2019 RDX. In fact, there are few if any differences between the two. We were impressed when we tested the RDX a year ago, but it was brand new then. Considering it's one of the best-selling small luxury SUVs in the market, we figured it was important to figure out if our opinion holds up a year later. So stick around, and we'll unpack more of what we like and dislike about the RDX, including figuring out which one of the RDX is the best value. One year later, the design of the RDX still feels fresh, and compared to Acura's old beak styling, this one looks like it will be an instant classic. The logo is too big, but the broad, clean grille and rakish headlights look good, and this upper character line, which swoops from the windshield to the rear hatch, makes up for the comically large Acura badge. Now that sharp styling carries into the cabin, which has this bold red leather. It's instantly eye-catching, which is probably why we're seeing it more often on new luxury cars. I'm glad we're looking at mostly red upholstered seats and just a hint of red in the rest of the cabin. It's not overwhelming. The seats themselves are very comfortable. It's not hard to find a comfortable driving position. The rear seats provide plenty of head and leg room even for someone my size. Frankly, the RDX pushes the limits of what constitutes a compact SUV. Not only does it have plenty of room for passengers, but it also packs ample rear cargo space. It's easily accessible, the load floor is at a good height, and you have cubbies down here with a hidden compartment below the cargo floor. So what do I not like? Well, most of what's going on over here. You've got conventional climate controls, which are good, but the good end's there. The vivid widescreen infotainment system should, in theory, be great, but it's operated via this touchpad down by the shifter. This is similar to the Lexus remote touch trackpad, but Acura has added more complexity with this separate scroller for the right third of the screen. The RDX comes with Apple CarPlay, which is nice, but that system is optimized for a touchscreen. This controller is designed to map directly to the infotainment screen, so if you touch the top left corner of the pad, it clicks on whatever is in the top left corner of the screen. But it still negates the simplicity of CarPlay. Consider BMW and its iDrive system. BMW basically introduced infotainment to the industry, and the fact that it's adopted a touchscreen in recent years speaks volumes. Perhaps you're like me and think a touchscreen would have solved everything here, or maybe you think remotely operated infotainment is the way to go. Wherever you land, leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Above the base spec RDX, there are effectively three packages that operate as trim levels, including Technology, A-Spec, and Advanced. But CarGurus recommends the base RDX because it comes so well equipped. It comes with standard features like the 10.5-inch touchscreen, power moonroof, leather, heated front seats, Bluetooth connectivity, Apple CarPlay, and a whole host of driver assistance features. And sure, our A-Spec came with some visual upgrades, ventilated seats, this massive panoramic moonroof, and a fantastic 16-speaker ELS audio system, but the base RDX is where the value lives. If you'd like a more detailed breakdown of each package of the RDX, check out my written review via the link in the description below. No matter which level of the RDX you select, it comes with the same engine. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that makes 272 horsepower, sent through a 10-speed automatic transmission. The power can be sent to the front wheels or available super handling all-wheel drive. You can use the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters on our A-Spec test model, but I didn't really bother to use manual mode. Instead, I tested the drive mode dial, which provides comfort, snow, sport, and sport plus drive modes. It's almost comical how much of the dash this dial takes up. Below it, you have separate buttons for park, neutral, and drive, and then this weird pull tab for reverse. Automakers claim these shifters and dials save space because the center console area is so valuable. But look at how much unused space is in this center console. Now, one upside to all this unused space is that it makes it easier to find the cancel button for the auto stop start system. And I don't really like these systems, even if they do save fuel in the long term. Speaking of which, the RDX uses premium fuel, and our all-wheel drive A-Spec test model returns an EPA estimated 22 miles per gallon city, 27 highway, 24 combined. Even with stop-start turned off, in a week of combined city and highway driving, I observed fuel economy of just over 22 mpg. Plus, I'm sure my observed fuel economy would have been better if I didn't leave it in sport mode the entire time. The RDX provides great acceleration with almost no turbo lag. The 10-speed auto manages power well and easily gets you up to speed when you want to pass people on the highway. Just as crucial, the handling is great, both around town and on the highway, where you can take big sweeping turns at considerable speed. Our test model came with features like forward collision avoidance, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and lane keeping assist. Combine the last two features, and you have a car that nearly drives itself, provided you keep a hand on the wheel. Base MSRP for the 2020 Acura RDX is $37,600, which is $200 more than last year. Our all-wheel drive A-Spec test model started at $45,800. And while that pricing is typical for the segment, the base price is fantastic considering what you get. If the infotainment was bad, I would not have recommended this car, and I have recommended it to many shoppers over the past 6 months. Now, there's no denying that the infotainment could still use some work, and in some cases, depending on the person, it's even led me to steer them towards the BMW X3 instead. But the RDX is still a capable, spacious luxury crossover, and it's still a great value. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more videos, like our review on the BMW X3. If you think I'm overblowing the infotainment, or if you think it could be an actual deal breaker, let us know in the comments. And to read my full review on the 2020 Acura RDX, go to cargurus.com.